All right, we're here with Zaire Barnes, All-MAC linebacker. Your seasoned vet now. How have you grown as a player and a leader during your time?
Um, I feel like as a lot of our seniors had left, a lot of key players, Ali, Ralph, AJ. I feel I had to step up in a role where we had those veteran guys last year, so I had to realize that I had to step up and be that same veteran that they were for me to these other young guys that haven't as much experience to play. So just kind of filling the role and taking the initiative to step actually into the shoes that were led for me.
Yeah, definitely lost a lot of big names from last year, but also have a lot returning. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, we have Corbin Moment, downhill, hard hitter, just knows the game like the back of his hand, and he's a we work in the off season, he's just details, details, details. Another guy, Braden Fisk, big interior force. Get off is second to none. Like no one, I've never seen something like that personally. We got some young guys like Marshawn, another guy that I forgot to mention, like Drake Carter. We got Bryson Garner coming back. It's a huge addition to our defense. So, kind of like you said, a lot of experience coming back, but we got some young guys that we're going to need to step up.
So, can you talk about kind of the versatility of the edge position and how it translates from? It's kind of like the hybrid between a D line and linebacker, and you have to do a little bit of everything.
Absolutely, yeah. So, especially in the game today, like if you've seen watching the NFL, like a lot of the DNs are starting to drop into a pass coverage. So, it's definitely evolving as the game grows. But like you said, they're starting to look for some taller guys, some guys that are able to move more and then just stop the run. They also need more to spread out the pass game so that they just can do more things within the defense. So I think it's more important to be able to drop into coverage and also do both. Just like you said, just be more versatile. It's more important to be more versatile.
How do you think your spring is shaping up, and how are you feeling?
Me personally, I think I'm doing pretty good. I got a lot more things to work on. I feel like I'm not one to plateau. I always want to look for something I can achieve and something I can get better. But I'm more focused on more of the team, trying to make sure everybody else is good. But with that will come my success as well. So.
Notice the D was getting pretty hyped during the team period there at the end of practice. Does that kind of speak to how you're gelling and coming together as a group?
Absolutely. Our Coach Espo harps on energy, and that definitely feeds off on our defensive play. If you watch back our past season, we just harp on energy, 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 because when things are going down, you just need to pick it back up, and all you need is one big play to spark things going, and then now you got momentum back. So energy is the momentum of our defense, I would say.
Anyone that's been a particular challenge on the offensive side of the ball that you've noticed this spring?
Yeah, Sean Tyler, his speed is so crazy. His cuts are so quick. Hence, just being a very versatile tight end that you really don't see much in our league or just in general. Darius, he's big body and downhill fast. And one of our young guys, Sambucci, stepping up, filling that role real well. And Corey Crooms, you guys seen a lot of sparks of him last season, so he's going to do big things for us this season as well.
And lastly, did you do anything interesting over break last week?
Yeah, I kicked it back at home. I went to Mexico for a little bit. And, yeah, it was just nice to get some relaxation for this final stretch of my season and to see what's to come. So,
all right, Coach, thanks for taking some time to speak with us today. How has practice been the last couple of days, especially coming off of the break?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I used to worry about guys coming off break and can they get back into it. But I think that break was good for us. The guys worked hard for the first half of spring, and now they came back with great energy. I thought we had a really good practice yesterday, which is usually the one that takes you a little bit to get rolling again. And I thought our attention to detail was excellent, and the energy was good. And then today we came out and had a fun practice. Both sides of the ball got after it, had a lot of good energy.
Can you speak how good is Corbin Moment and Zaire Barnes?
Well, Corvin's a load. First off, he's a physical player. He gets downhill, and he plays at a high tempo. But his physicality, what sets him apart, and we do some different things with him. And Zaire, also, we're moving him around a little bit this spring. So it's been fun to see those guys play. They like to run and hit, and that's what it's all about at linebacker.
Have you identified any other established or emerging leaders in your unit?
Yeah, well, obviously those two have played a lot. Ryan Seelig played a lot for us last year, and he's an absolute student of the game. Really works hard at it. And then Boone Bonema is another guy it's a good leader, lead by example guy, and he works hard at it. And probably the surprise so far has been Matt Stuckey has been running around doing a great job for us, and he's getting some reps. So, you've got a good group there, and we've got a bunch of young guys that we're just trying to get a ton of reps to and see how they come along.
So can you speak to the relationship between the linebackers and the defensive line, and how crazy it is trying to involve everybody and have everybody be versatile and do kind of everything?
Yeah, it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of communication between our linebackers and D-line. There's things that are happening as a motion goes on or as a play goes on, and they've got to talk, they got to communicate, they got to be on the same page, and they got to play fast doing it. And we've got a core group of veterans that have been doing it a while, that it goes fast for them, and then the young guys, they got to get used to it, and you throw them to the fire, and they've been doing a great job.
So what are some of the goals that you look to get out of spring practice?
Goals for us for spring practice, number one is we want to run to the football, we want to play downhill, we want to have great communication, and those seem like little things, but those are the things that make the difference between championship football and being second place. And the attention to details are what are going to be the difference. So we're really detail oriented right now.
I spoke to Zaire about this, that he stressed that the staff is big on energy. Can you speak to that?
No, I think when the staff brings energy, the players play with better energy, and it's contagious. Enthusiasm is contagious. You've heard that for years in all aspects of life, but on the football field, we feed off of it, and our young men go out there and like to compete, and the energy just takes it to the next level.
Does that make it easier losing some big names from last year and having some key returners come back?
Does it make it easier as far as the energy? Yeah. Well, anytime you play with great energy, and it's kind of a fine line because you don't want to be out of control with it. You don't want to be running around and taking yourself out of plays, but the emotion aspect is different than the energy. We want to stay neutral but have a lot of juice. So it does make it a little bit easier.
So, Coach, there's a lot of veteran leadership on this team. Is there anyone you want to give some kudos to?
Yeah, well, Harrison Taylor, for one, sticks out as a guy that's played safety. He's played outside linebacker. So I think the last 2 to 3 practices have probably been his best of the spring. He's really playing well. Quentin Cannon is another young man that is now going through it for the second, third time as far as the installations, and we're starting to see improvements out of him and starting to see confidence built out of him. He's playing better. So those would be two of our older kids that are not quite in the starting lineup yet that are doing a great job.
Anybody else further down the depth chart you want to give a shout out to that's working hard? Yeah,
absolutely. So as we look at the group of freshmen and redshirt freshman guys that we've got here right now, it's a big group of guys that we're trying to get a lot of reps to, and then they're working hard and they're really focused, and we talk about being proactive in your own development, and they're starting to buy into that. Zach Vode and Jelani Willis are 2 of our sandbackers that are rotating in. I'm starting to see strides out of those guys and confidence built. And then as we work into our will spot, we've got a young man named Dylan Moore that's just started got to campus in January as a freshman that's doing a great job and learning it more every day. Everything's coming at him fast because it's his first time going through it. And Nalye Bryant, also over there at the will spot, is a kid that can really run, and we're trying to get the game to slow down for him a little bit right now. But once it does, he's gonna open some eyes. And then at Mike, we've got 2 guys rolling in there, Cole Johnson and James DeWald, that are doing a great job and getting better every day.